He is by far the most disgraceful figure in modern presidential history. He's only become more disgraceful since 2016 and since 2020. He is a bubbling cauldron of loathsome traits, and it's only those who are actually suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. You have to be in the throes of some sort of toxic delusion, in a toxic cult, to believe that Donald Trump has ever been, in any sense, emotionally, psychologically, intellectually, or ethically fit to be president of the United States.
Bob Costas only sounds like he's losing his mind because the rest of the media world is not losing their mind as they should be.
They think we're all crazy, and we probably are.
That's what they're saying about Trump supporters.
Yeah. What? What?
As Trump and his Republican cult are upending America and the oldest constitutional democracy in the history of mankind. The position we are currently in is beyond scary. And when and where anyone who questions anything about Trump is labeled as un-American, all while at the same damn time, Trump himself can call for the end of the FBI, DOJ, and brag about his relationship with Kim Jong-un and also Putin. And Republicans don't flinch for their support with him.
Loyalty is a big thing to Donald Trump, right?
It's a huge thing to him.
And he said that he would urge Vladimir Putin to invade a NATO country that didn't pay its fair share. How do you feel about that?
I think it's a great thing. It's about time somebody stepped up to Putin. Like the whole thing in Ukraine, like that. With Trump in office, none of this would have happened. None of this would have happened.
Well, that we don't know, but he did say this, and he's not standing up to Putin. He's actually saying, invade another country. He's telling Putin to invade another country.
Go for it. He's telling him, go for it, bring it on. Yeah. It's about time.
And that's a pretty unprecedented place for an American president with a Russian leader to be, isn't it?
It's a very yes, you're right.
And that doesn't bother you at all?
Not really, no.
Okay,
we got our own. We can hold our own. We'll be okay.
What do you think about what Donald Trump said about NATO and about supporting Vladimir Putin and Russia?
Well, that's multifaceted. That's very in depth. That's very multifaceted.
We haven't had an American president say, former or current or past, say that they would support the Russian leader at any time, really.
Right. No, he has said that in the past, and it's a little off-taking, but I believe that he has an agenda in mind. It's not just rattling off something that might be a one-liner in the media type thing. I truly believe that there's a larger plan that we're not really made aware of.
He rambles on and on and on. So when Bob Costas calls him a bumbling fool, it is not hyperbole. If you don't believe me, look at this video.
It's where the Army weathered its brutal winter at Valley Forge, where General George Washington led his men on a daring mission across the Delaware, and where our Union was saved by the immortal heroes at Gettysburg. Gettysburg, what an unbelievable battle that was, the Battle of Gettysburg. What an unbelievable, I mean, it was so much and so interesting and so vicious and horrible and so beautiful in so many different ways. It represented such a big portion of the success of this country. Gettysburg, wow.
And there you have it. You just watched Donald Trump all over the weekend. He was touring through Virginia and North Carolina, talk about nothing, absolutely nothing. Yet people stand there and clap and allow this idiot to question Joe Biden's mental cognizance, even though we see Donald Trump is completely clueless, not about just policies, but about anything other than steaks and more importantly, burgers from McDonald's. Donald Trump has no moral code. If you don't believe me, just go back and watch his golfing tour. People said Donald Trump won a trophy for golfing, and the first round of golf, he wasn't even at the contest. Yet and still, he told people that he had golfed a perfect round, even though he played by himself and just gave his scores to the tour. He's willing to cheat his own Patreons. His own Patreons. Donald Trump is beyond scary. Everything he does is the greatest, the biggest, the best. Even though we see how flawed it is, we see how flawed his followers are and their unwavering support. The people who swore they were Christians are allowing this man to sell them Bibles. The people that swore they had a chain, a tight grip on morality are allowing so much of what was so-called the religious right to be made a mockery of by Donald Trump for no other reason than his whiteness. I've said this so much, it should be a repetitive book. You cannot be American and support MAGA. And if you are, then just know that you're not patriotic. Donald Trump doesn't care about America present, future, and he damn sure does not care about America's past. We watched him bumble and trip over this stupidity that he called his take on Gettysburg. What is he talking about? Gettysburg Address was not something beautiful. It wasn't some mistake made by troops and let General Lee down. No, Lee made the call. There was nothing beautiful about it. July 1 through the 3rd is when it was fought in the 1800s. And 51,000 people died. 51,000 people in 2 days. And he's saying, wow, so much. Our country was saved. Donald Trump is an ass. And he's willing to sell and do anything. Because just like he said, anybody that loves him, he likes them. Something deranged about that. And for people to hear it and still support him makes me question them as well. Because the idea that just because somebody likes you or loves you, you have to like them, speaks to why Donald Trump has a relationship that he brags about with Kim Jong-un and also Vladimir Putin. Two people who are the stark opposite, supposedly, of what America stands for, or what the Constitution speaks of. The idea of America is diabolically different than both of those men. Actually, I should say all three, because Donald Trump don't give a damn about principles that the American Constitution hold dear. The moral arc that they talk about bending, Donald Trump is showing you that morality too can be bent backwards. When strong men who have no moral become powerful. We should all be afraid. 2024, we have media not calling Donald Trump on his BS. We have politicians not calling Donald Trump on his BS. He has an entire party not calling him on his BS. And now he's fundraising off of criminal trials and the justice system, playing as if he's the victim, while there are people in Rikers who've been sitting, waiting for court dates for years. And within less than a year, he's already having his day in court. And he's complaining about a two-tier justice system, not even realizing his benefit. This man is out here making veiled threats at judges' family members. And nothing is happening to him. America, America, America. Where the hell is your pride?